Ladies and gentlemen, in life, we're constantly seeking connection. We yearn for relationships that are deep, meaningful, and transformative. And when it comes to emotional commitment, we often wonder, how do we know someone is truly invested in us? How do we recognize the signs that someone is deeply and emotionally committed? Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not always about the grand gestures or the obvious declarations. True emotional commitment is found in the subtle, everyday actions, in the energy that someone consistently brings to the table, in the way they show up when it matters the most. Imagine, for a moment, a man who is emotionally committed to you. He's not just present physically, he's fully engaged in the experience of being with you. Every action he takes is aligned with a vision of shared growth, mutual respect, and an unwavering trust. It's in the little things. It's not about just doing what is expected, but about doing what is felt in the heart. When he's emotionally committed to you, you'll notice that his actions go beyond the surface. He listens not just to the words you say, but to the energy behind them. He's present in your conversations. He remembers the little details that matter to you. And it's not just because he's trying to impress you, it's because he's genuinely tuned into the rhythm of your life. When he's emotionally committed, he's not just waiting for the right moment to respond or speak. He's involved in the emotional frequency you're emitting. He's connected to the way your mind works, your heart beats, and the subtle shifts in your energy. This is a man who's aware. He's aware of how you feel, how your energy changes, and how your needs evolve. He knows that emotional connection isn't static. It's dynamic and always in motion, and he moves with it. But it doesn't stop there. He takes responsibility for his own energy. He understands that emotional commitment is a reciprocal dance, and so he does the inner work to maintain his own emotional well-being so he can show up as his best self for you. He's not relying on you to carry him through the tough moments. He takes ownership of his own emotional state and doesn't expect you to fix him. He understands that true emotional depth comes from self-awarenessness, and through this, he's able to support you in a way that fosters growth rather than dependency. When he's emotionally committed to you, he doesn't just focus on the moments when everything is easy or when everything is going right. He is there for you when things get tough, when life throws challenges at you. He doesn't run from the discomfort. He leans in, he meets you in the hard places and creates a safe space where you can be vulnerable. He doesn't shy away from conflict or uncomfortable conversations. Instead, he uses these moments to deepen the connection, to build trust in ways that words alone cannot. But it's not just about reacting to the tough times. When he's emotionally committed, he's actively creating moments of joy, of intimacy, of shared experiences that bring both of you closer together. His commitment isn't a passive state. It's an active, conscious choice that he makes every day. He's always working to deepen the bond, always looking for new ways to grow the connection between you both. And perhaps one of the most important ways you'll know he's emotionally committed is in the way he sees your potential. He doesn't just see you for who you are right now. He sees you for who you can become. He supports your dreams and believes in your growth, and he shows you through his actions that your success is just as important as his own. This kind of emotional commitment isn't about control or manipulation. It's about mutual elevation. It's about being fully invested in each other's evolution. In closing, the emotional commitment of someone who truly cares for you isn't something you need to seek out or question. It's something that will naturally reveal itself through his actions, his energy, and his presence. If he's emotionally committed to you, you'll feel it in the way he consistently chooses you, in the way he grows with you, and in the way he meets life's challenges alongside you. Emotional commitment is not just a concept, but a deep, consistent presence in a relationship. It goes beyond fleeting moments of affection or temporary gestures. It is a sustained, intentional engagement that reflects a person's true investment in another's well-being. When someone is emotionally committed, they show up in every sense, not just physically, but with their heart, mind, and energy fully aligned. This kind of commitment is often felt in the unspoken actions, the quiet support, and the consistency in the way they engage with you. It's in the way they prioritize your emotional needs and ensure that you feel valued and seen. This commitment manifests in the way they listen, not just to your words, but to the emotions behind them. It's about understanding the nuances of your experiences, picking up on the subtle shifts in your mood or energy, and responding accordingly. Emotional commitment involves being fully aware of your needs and making the conscious choice to meet them, even when it requires effort or discomfort. It's an investment that requires patience, resilience, and a deep understanding that relationships are dynamic, not static. In this state, a person's presence isn't conditional, nor is their care for you dependent on external circumstances. It's consistent, it's genuine, and it's rooted in a profound connection that transcends the surface-level dynamics of the relationship. When someone is emotionally committed to you, vulnerability becomes a key element of the relationship. Emotional commitment is rooted in the ability to be open, to share parts of oneself that are often hidden, and to trust that the other person will hold that space with care. It's not just about exposing thoughts and feelings, but allowing yourself to be seen in your most authentic, sometimes raw form. It's the willingness to reveal your fears, insecurities, and dreams, things that may make you feel exposed, but also make you human. An emotionally committed person will not only offer their vulnerability, but will also encourage yours. They won't shy away when you open up about the difficult parts of your life. Instead, they'll lean in with understanding, showing that they can handle the depth of who you are. This vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness, rather it's a sign of strength, because it requires courage to let down walls and truly trust another person with your innermost self. In a relationship like this, vulnerability becomes a shared experience where both people feel safe to reveal what's often hidden. Emotional commitment means that you're not just connecting on a surface level, but on a deeper, more meaningful plane. It's about feeling secure enough to express your uncertainties, your mistakes, and your imperfections without fear of judgment or rejection. It's not about needing someone to fix you, but about having someone who's willing to walk with you through the highs and lows. When vulnerability is present in this way, the bond between you deepens. It strengthens the trust and creates a sense of emotional intimacy that goes beyond just words. It allows both people to be their true selves without fear of losing the connection that they've worked so hard to build. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they don't just exist in the present moment, but also invest in the future you might share together. This future-minded approach is rooted in the belief that relationships are not just about what's happening now, but about how both individuals are building a shared life over time. Emotional commitment means thinking ahead, making plans, and seeing the potential for long-term growth together. It's not just about spontaneous adventures, but about the intentionality behind those moments and how they align with mutual goals and dreams. An emotionally committed person isn't just concerned with the here and now. They engage in conversations about the future with you, whether it's about dreams, life plans, or even small goals that help solidify the bond between you. They might talk about how you fit into their vision of tomorrow, where they see your relationship going, or how the choices they make today will affect both of your lives down the road. This forward-thinking perspective shows that they view you as an integral part of their future, someone they want to build with, not just someone they want to experience the present with. This commitment is evident in how they approach important decisions. They don't make choices in isolation. They consider how those decisions impact both of you. Whether it's something as big as a move or as small as planning a weekend getaway, they factor in your desires, needs, and the long-term implications of their actions. When someone emotionally commits to you, they see you as a partner in the journey of life, not just a companion in fleeting moments. They value your presence now, but they equally value how your connection will evolve and deepen as time moves forward. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they not only respect your boundaries, but they actively honor them. Emotional commitment is deeply connected to understanding and appreciating the unique aspects of who you are as an individual. It's about recognizing that you have personal limits, needs, and space that must be respected, and honoring those boundaries is a fundamental part of nurturing a healthy relationship. A person who is emotionally invested in you will never push you into situations that make you uncomfortable, nor will they disregard your personal needs in favor of their own desires. Instead, they listen to what you say, paying close attention to both your spoken words and the unspoken signals. They understand that boundaries aren't walls meant to keep people out. They're bridges that allow deeper understanding and connection when respected. They recognize that respecting your boundaries isn't a sign of distance, but a sign of love and care. It shows that they value you as an individual and not just as someone they can control or mold. Whether it's your need for personal time, emotional space, or even preferences in how you communicate, An emotionally committed person will honor those needs without judgment. Their respect for your boundaries also creates a safe space for you to grow and evolve within the relationship. They're not trying to change you or pressure you into being someone you're not. Instead, they appreciate the person you are and want to nurture a relationship where both of you feel comfortable and free to be your authentic selves. In doing so, they foster a sense of trust and security, allowing the relationship to flourish without fear of overstepping or causing harm. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they demonstrate consistent effort and dedication. Emotional commitment isn't about grand gestures or one-time acts of kindness. It's about the everyday, ongoing actions that show their genuine investment in the relationship. This effort is reflected in the small things they do regularly to nurture your connection, even when life gets busy or challenging. It's in the consistency with which they show up for you, not just in moments of joy, but in times of difficulty as well. An emotionally committed person understands that love and connection are not passive. They require ongoing care, attention, and work. They don't expect the relationship to thrive on its own. Instead, they take the necessary steps to keep it strong, whether that means having open conversations, resolving conflicts respectfully, or simply checking in with you regularly to see how you're doing. This effort shows that they are not just coasting along, but are actively engaged in building something meaningful and lasting together. Dedication is seen in their willingness to invest time and energy into understanding you, even as you grow and change. They don't take your presence for granted, but recognize the value of nurturing the relationship every single day. Their actions are aligned with their words, and there's a sense of trust that develops because you can count on them to follow through on their commitments. Emotional commitment also means being willing to sacrifice for the good of the relationship. It might involve compromising, adapting to your needs, or making choices that prioritize the health and growth of both individuals involved. This consistent effort is a reflection of how deeply they care for you and the relationship you share, showing that their love is not just a passing feeling, but a conscious, sustained choice. When someone is emotionally committed to you, trust becomes a cornerstone of the relationship. Emotional commitment thrives on a foundation of trust that is built through consistent actions, honesty, and reliability. It's not just about believing in the other person, but knowing that they will honor their word, protect your heart, and show up for you when needed. Trust doesn't happen overnight. It's cultivated over time through the ways they show care, integrity, and consistency. An emotionally committed person demonstrates their trustworthiness by being transparent with you, sharing their thoughts and feelings openly without hiding behind walls or secrets. They understand that true intimacy is built on this transparency, and they don't shy away from difficult conversations or uncomfortable truths. Instead, they approach such moments with respect, knowing that vulnerability is essential for growth and understanding. In addition to honesty, they show their trustworthiness through their actions. They follow through on promises big and small because they know that actions speak louder than words. Whether it's showing up on time, keeping commitments, or offering support when they say they will, they establish a pattern of reliability. This consistency helps to reinforce the sense of trust, making it stronger with each passing day. Moreover, when someone is emotionally committed, they also trust you in return. They give you space to be yourself, knowing that your relationship can handle the ups and downs without breaking. They respect your autonomy, allowing you to grow independently while still being a supportive partner. This mutual trust allows both individuals to feel secure and confident in the relationship, knowing that they can rely on each other through life's challenges. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they are not only emotionally present in the good times, but also during the difficult moments. This commitment is reflected in how they support you during challenges and setbacks. An emotionally committed person understands that relationships are not just about sharing joyful experiences, but about weathering storms together. They know that life can be unpredictable, and during the low points, it's the strength of your bond that will help both of you navigate through. They show up when you're feeling vulnerable, offering a listening ear, a comforting word, or even simply being by your side. They don't shy away from your struggles or try to fix things immediately. Instead, they provide space for you to express your emotions, knowing that sometimes the best support is simply being present. They create an environment where you feel safe to let down your guard and be honest about your fears, doubts, or pain without the fear of being judged. Emotional commitment also means that they are reliable and consistent in their support. It's not about offering help when it's easy or convenient, but about being there even when it requires extra effort or sacrifice. They don't back away when things get hard. Instead, they lean in, offering stability and reassurance. This consistent support helps to build a deep sense of trust, as you know that you can rely on them to be there through thick and thin. Their commitment to being emotionally available during difficult times fosters a sense of security and reassurance. You know that no matter what life throws your way, you're not facing it alone. Their presence and unwavering support become a source of strength, providing the foundation necessary to overcome challenges and grow together. When someone is emotionally committed to you, their actions reflect a deep and ongoing investment in your future together. It's not just about enjoying the present moment, but actively shaping a vision of what's to come and working towards that future with intention. Emotional commitment goes beyond simple promises of love. It manifests in practical steps taken to ensure that both people are aligned in their long-term goals, values, and dreams. An emotionally committed person talks openly about the future, not as something distant or uncertain, but as a shared journey. They include you in their plans, whether it's about where to live, what kind of life they want to build, or how they envision your partnership evolving. They actively seek your input, understanding that the future isn't something that belongs to one person alone, but to both of you. This forward-thinking approach is a clear indication that they see you as an integral part of their life for the long haul. They also demonstrate this commitment through their actions. Whether it's making financial decisions together, planning vacations, or setting long-term goals, they actively seek to include you and build a foundation that reflects mutual respect and shared vision. This is not about making impulsive decisions, but about taking deliberate steps to ensure that your lives are heading in the same direction. They understand that building a future together requires effort, patience, and alignment, and they are willing to invest the necessary time and energy to make that future a reality. Their commitment to planning for the future shows that they are not just focused on the moment, but are deeply invested in the longevity of the relationship. It's a clear sign that they want to create something lasting and meaningful with you, something that goes beyond today and extends into the years ahead. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they show their dedication not just through words, but through consistent effort. Emotional commitment is not a passive experience. It's an active choice made every day through small, thoughtful actions. These actions demonstrate that they are invested in the relationship and are committed to nurturing it, no matter how busy or challenging life may become. It's about understanding that love isn't something that should be taken for granted, and that it requires ongoing care and attention to keep it strong. An emotionally committed person demonstrates effort by making time for you, even when their schedule is hectic. They find ways to prioritize the relationship, whether it's a simple text to check in, planning a special date, or making sure that they are present when you need them. These small but meaningful actions serve as a reminder that they value your connection and are willing to make time for you, regardless of other distractions. Moreover, emotional commitment is about actively working to improve the relationship. They are open to feedback and willing to make adjustments where necessary. They don't see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, both individually and as a couple. They put in the effort to understand your needs and emotions and work toward meeting them, whether it's improving communication, learning to compromise, or addressing issues head-on. Their consistent effort shows that they care deeply about the success of the relationship. This effort is reflected in their day-to-day actions, not just in grand gestures. It's in how they make you feel loved and valued, how they show up for you in both big moments and ordinary ones, and how they continually invest in the growth and health of the relationship. Their consistent effort makes you feel secure and cherished, knowing that their commitment to you is unwavering. When someone is emotionally committed to you, they are dedicated to building a deep, authentic connection. And one of the key ways this commitment shows up is through how they connect with you emotionally. They don't just go through the motions of the relationship. Instead, they actively engage with your emotional world, seeking to understand not only your feelings, but also your needs, desires, and dreams. They recognize that true emotional intimacy is about more than just sharing superficial moments. It's about creating a bond that goes deep, where both individuals feel seen, heard, and understood on a profound level. This emotional connection is cultivated through communication. An emotionally committed person makes an effort to communicate openly and honestly, not just about the good things, but also about the difficult ones. They are willing to share their vulnerabilities with you and expect the same in return. This openness fosters a sense of trust, knowing that you can both speak your truths without fear of rejection or judgment. They also make an effort to be present with you emotionally. Whether you're celebrating a success, dealing with a challenge, or simply sharing a quiet moment together, they give you their full attention. This emotional presence creates a space where you both can connect more deeply, where the relationship becomes a source of comfort, strength, and mutual growth. They understand that emotional commitment is not a one-time act, but an ongoing effort to stay engaged and connected, to show up emotionally, and to ensure that the relationship continues to deepen over time. This emotional investment is not something fleeting or superficial, but something that grows and strengthens as both people continue to nurture it. When someone is emotionally committed to you, you feel valued, understood, and secure, knowing that the connection you share is built on a foundation of genuine emotional depth.